Welcome everybody once more to Guitar Avenue's Sweet Georgia Brown we have today. It's a chart-topping pop song written in 1925 by Burning and Maceo Pinkard with lyrics by Kenneth Casey. It is one of the most enduring songs from early jazz. The original key is A flat, however this key does not really fit the guitar that well, so I opted for the key of F. The form of the song can be thought of as an A-B, with the last four bars functioning as a Coda turnaround. This song is interesting because its long melodic lines against the one chord challenge us to find as many possible inversions of a given chord to fit the melody notes. Most of this arrangement can be taken as an exercise alternating chordal shapes and single melody notes.
The first 8 bars of the A section are identical to the first one of the B section. So, for the purpose of this tutorial, I've chosen the easiest possible arrangement for the first 4 bars in section A. To avoid a repetition, I have harmonized some passage of the first 4 bars of B in a slightly more challenging way. In the first 4 bar of A, the underlying harmony is based on a D7. We start with 2 melody notes at fret 7 of the G chord and 5 of the B chord, followed by a D major triad, 7, 7, 7 on the D, G and B strings. Then a single melody note at fret 7 of G leads to a D9, 4, 5, 5, 5 in the high strings. We then play a single note at fret 7 of B, followed by a D7, 0, 7, 7, 7 in the high strings. Another melody note at fret 10 of B leads to another D7, 10, 9, 7, 10 in the high string. Then we move only 2 fingers to form an F sharp minor 7 flat 5, 9, 10, 9, 10 in the inner strings, which is in fact a substitution for the 7. Then we play a double stop at fret 7 on the D and B strings, outlining a D major. On the way to a D7, 5, 4, 5, 3 in the inner string, which will finally resolve to a G7 at the beginning of the next bar. Let's recap these 4 bars at slow speed. The next 4 bars are harmonically centered on G7. After playing a G7, 3, muted A string, 3, 4, 3, we hold the shape and play a series of melody notes. Fret 5, 6 and 3 on the B string, then 5 on the high E and 6 on the B. We then form a G7, 5, 7, 6, 7 on the high string, barring fret 5 in order to play the next melody note on fret 5 of the high E by simply lifting the pinky. We move to the next G7 shape, 9, 10, 8, 10. Then we play a sixth interval as a double stop at fret 7 of G and the high E strings. Then we move the same shape to fret 5 for another double stop. We close these 4 bars with the same G7 shape we played at the beginning, 3 muted A string, 3, 4, 3. Let's listen to those 4 bars at slow speed. The progression of the next 4 bar is very similar to the one in the first 4, but this time we are centered around C7 instead of D7, so everything is moved 2 frets down. We start with 2 melody notes, fret 5 on G and 3 on B, followed by a C major triad, 5, 5, 5 on the D, G and B, and a single note on fret 5 of G. We then play a substitution for C7, E flat minor 7 flat 5, 2, 3, 3, 3 on the high strings, followed by a melody note on fret 5 of B. Another substitution for C7 is A minor 7, fingered 5, 5, 5, 5 in the high string. We follow with a melody note on fret 8 of B. We then move to a C7 at 8, 7, 5, 8 on the high strings, and then a C9 over E, 7, 8, 7, 8 on the mid strings, followed by a C7, 5, 3, 5, 3 on the high strings. And finally the last C7 is a classic shape 3, 2, 3, 1 in the mid strings. Here's a recap of these 4 bars. The next 4 bars start with 2 melody notes from the previous C7 shape, at fret 3 and 1 of the B string, leading to a F major 7 on the 4 highest strings, 3, 5, 5, 5, keeping it for 4 counts and then switching to the C7, 3, 2, 3, 1 in the mid strings that we played earlier, and repeat the same progression. This chord is followed by an A7, 5 muted A, 5, 6, 5, which concludes the A section, and will resolve as a 5-1 in the D major at the beginning of the next session. And now let's listen to the entire A section at slow speed. As mentioned earlier, the first 8 bars of B are the same as the beginning of section A, but my arrangement here is a bit different. We start with the D major triad, 5 muted A, 4, 7 on the low strings, then a melody note at fret 5 of B, followed by a D7, 5757 on the mix strings. A melody note on fret 7 of G leads to a F sharp minor 7 flat 5, fingered 4 5 5 5 in the high strings. Then another note on fret 7 of B, followed by a D7, 7 5 7 7 in the high strings. We continue to alternate single notes with chords by playing fret 5 on the high E, followed by a D7, 10 9 7 10. We keep two fingers in place for a F sharp minor 7 flat 5, 9 10 9 10 in the mid strings. Then we play a triad D7, 7 5 7 on D, G and B strings, followed by A minor 11, 5 muted A 5 5 3, and then A flat 7 flat 5, 4 muted A 4 5 3. And these are the first 4 bars at slow tempo. The next 4 bars are harmonically centered on G7 and are identical to the second 4 bars of the A section. You're listening to those 4 bars at slow speed now. The next 4 bars start with a D minor 7, 5 3 5 3 5 in the higher string, followed by a melody note on fret 6 of B. We move to a A7, 5 muted A 5 6 8. We play a downstroke without the E string. Then we lift the pinky to play the melody note on fret 5 on B. And now we play the higher portion of the A7, 5 6 5 5. We repeat this passage of D minor 7 to A7 twice. Here is a recap of these 4 bars, played slowly. So we made it to the final 4 bars. Here we have a descending chromatic motion starting on an F7, played on the 4 higher strings, 10 8 10 8. The same shapes goes for E7, E flat 7 and D7, every time 1 fret down. Then we reach a G7, 3 5 3 4 6, followed by a C7, 3 5 3 5 on the inner strings. And finally resolve, concluding the song with an F major 3rd inversion, 5 muted A string, 3 5 6. Let's now listen to these last 4 bars.
I will soon publish a performance of this arrangement, of my arrangement for this song, and I will put a link here after publishing. I hope you enjoyed Sweet Georgia Brown. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more excitement, more to come. So please remember, keep on rolling and jazzing and everything in between. Take care. Cheers.